and the keys, tempo, hey time, let's go.
We bring that real talk when it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the truth. Nothing but that real on hoops in the league. All things NFL, we don't miss a thing. Getting with the coverage, we loving it all day. Picking up the news, tell us wherever the ball lay. With the NFL, NBA, they box so. Sports news in the hands of a man with fair takes. Tell them, coach, statistics and realness that's being spoke. Either hit it for the win or they hitting the goal posts. Either way, we woke up to the news of the day. Any kid he could call it, he like to talk it out with Ray. Fast breaks down the lane, they better move out the way, or they pulling from perimeter. Curry bury the trade, yeah they got it. Woo! Duval with the hottest, Chris and Dev like the master, and mix it up like it's Logic being modest. They been looking for that real, trying to get it feel. Sports podcast, they running back on the real. That's a steal, yeah. They never sick, but they ill. Real sports talk going, deliver, signed and sealed. We bring that real talk when it comes to sports, covering the news, giving you the truth. Nothing but that real on hoops in the league. All things NFL, we don't miss a thing.
For real talk on this lovely Monday evening. So excited to have my man Rob. We see what type of time he on today. Definitely feeling affirmative action-esque. Dev keeping it purple in the background, and Chris all black, everything behind my man. Fellas, how we feeling?
I feel good, man. Sometimes you gotta be like Johnny Gill. You gotta come off, join the group.
My.
Love to hear it. Another exciting night. We got some Summer League. We're working. Apparently, Victor decided he don't want to do no more work, but that's okay. Won't hold it against him. I guess he's going to take himself a little break. Hopefully, he don't Zion himself or anything crazy. Don't have any more Britney Spears incidents while he's off. But
I didn't did it again.
I got a couple spots you can go, Ray, up there in DMV. You can go to Ben's Chili, and you can go Sonny's over West Side. He need to gain some weight, man.
Something.
He gonna be all right. He gonna be all right.
We gonna get to it because I got a lot. I got a lot to say about that young man and their usage of him. Dev, how you feeling, sir?
Hanging in there, Doug. You already know I'm always working, always putting in that work, man. My 109th thought is out right now and available. Go check it out. Talking about Dame and some of this free agency that's been, new faces, new places. And also go ahead and check out my At the Bank podcast also, where I'm talking about is the Ravens a real contender this year, and who's our favorite of knocking us off, or who we will dethrone this year. So check that out, man. It's all out on YouTube, everywhere. Check me out.
I think we already know the answer to that, but we'll let to see what you have to say. I'm sure it's a very unbiased view.
I'm not going to say that part.
Well, dope, man. Glad to see everybody working. Chris, how's work treating you these days?
It's treating me good. I just dropped a podcast last week, recapping the first week of the off season so far. You feel me? I feel like everything I said, it always comes true. I felt like you, Stradamus, felt like you for a little bit.
Hold on, time out. He is not Ray Stradamus today. I will be taking the Stradamus title. I was correct. I was correct. So we would now, Ray would not be called Ray Stradamus today, or at least on this episode. Today it will be this only Dev Stradamus.
Hey, all hail. Dev, you did it. You called it. Boots in the 10th. Kenny was real disrespectful. I wasn't disrespectful. I just had no idea that Villa had that kind of fortitude to take that kind of beating.
I didn't know he had that much chin.
That had a chin like Rocky, man.
That was a heck of a performance for sure, but man, that is a tough way to make a living. Hopefully he made some good money, because he probably had 100 headaches for a little bit. Mr. Hughes, we are doing better than Bia. I tell you that. Shout out to Mike doing big things here. ASAP flexing with the picture, covering the big three. I think 2 weeks ago. So yeah, doing big things. Cubs and Chicago sports, not so much. Chicago Bulls, even less so. But you know, everybody can't be.
Should have known it's gonna be a back.
You know they up there with the Wizards. They about the same team.
No, we ain't. Don't do that. We've already covered that.
Here we go.
Chicago in the play-in.
Listen, Jordan Poole's doing fine, and he's doing much better than Zach LaVine. I tell you that.
Yikes! Ray is on one.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm taking Poole and Kuzma over LaVine and DeRozan. That's just where I'm at. Take that.
Okay.
But that fight looked like Poole in the 10th inning, though. That looked like Jordan Poole a little bit.
Hey, he ain't a boxer. Okay, he's a ball player. He's not a boxer. He's a ball player. Draymond, you know.
Yeah,
He ain't smelly pee, huh?
Hold on. We're not gonna slide past that LaVine and
Yeah, that was crazy.
You wild for that.
That was crazy.
Today, y'all taking LaVine and DeRozan?
Wild for that.
Yes.
Yeah, they still
Yes.
better than Poole and Kuzma.
Yes.
Okay.
Not even
I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know.
I'm not on the fence.
I
Okay.
like the mid game. I like the mid game master.
Kuzma
Sorry.
had one 20-point season in his career. Like,
I said today we can't bring up the past. They got more history. They've been around.
Today, I'm still
right,
taking
and they're
those
going
two
over last
over
year.
Poole.
Both of them two are 20-point scores.
I'm taking them two over Poole and Kuzma with my eyes
It's been
closed.
multiple years since they've been
Eyes closed?
since they've been with
Eyes
Chicago.
closed.
They've been 20-point
Not even
scores.
close.
If I'm not mistaken.
Not even close.
Not even close.
No, I wouldn't
Okay.
say not close, but I'm taking.
I'm at not
taking
even
DeRozan
close.
And LaVine over there.
I can see where Chris is at. You know who's not even close? James Harden coming back to the Sixers. That's what's not even close.
Oh, you
Oh,
I came on this. I came on today positive. You know, I looked at the topics. I was going to have great insight, but now I'm a troll. So you got the troll out of me today. So don't I'm not happy. It's all troll.
Let's do it.
Let me tell you what Ray learned about that Ennis fight, boy. He learned how to throw these counters.
I'm telling you, boy.
Hey, my cousin and I were talking earlier. He got me pissed all the way off. I don't know if you're watching, but I posted something saying, you know, Mike's era, Kobe's era, and LeBron's era, something like that. And he had the audacity to text me, Kobe had an era.
Whoa, where the cousin at? Where cousin at? We got
That's
bring
what
him
I said.
on. Bring him on.
So naturally, I was riled up. I lost like an hour and a half of work messaging him because he was talking crazy. Eventually, he came to his senses to a certain extent. He tried to tell me that LeBron and Duncan had an area, but Kobe didn't. It was ludicrous.
My question is, when is Kobe's
The
era?
only but you
No, 05 to
I'm
2010.
I'm
0405 to 2010. That's Kobe's era.
That's Kobe's
I'm
era.
with Ray. I'm with Ray on that one.
Okay, I was just curious.
Hey man, you was great.
Well, I
Maybe
was
come to
gonna
the
say,
screen.
I was gonna say the early 2000s. He had to have those 2000 to 2010 somewhere in there because 2010 on would have to be LeBron. No,
It would be that guy that we're gonna talk about. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
You can't be 1-3 versus a guy in your era and say it's your era.
Oh, you about to talk about them the barges, huh?
Yup.
We jumping topies, but it can't be your era if somebody keep beating you in your era. That's all I'm gonna say.
You can already talk about Chris
so we might as
Peoples.
well go ahead.
All right, we here.
We
can
talk
go
about
there.
Chris Peoples. Hey Chris, you gotta take out for the light skins, man. You gotta get that.
Oh man,
He was shooting at Jordan Poole early. He ain't no team light skin. He's a turncoat.
Oh man, yo, tan.
The man got the worst. He got the worst signature shoe I ever seen in my life. He got CNA shoes, man.
Ooh.
He tumbled Steph.
Stephen Curry. He got them CNA shoes.
I
He
ain't
clean
gonna
up
lie.
diapers and shit.
Steph Curry got like 1 or 2 good sneakers. 1 or 2.
I'm not gonna lie. I think all his sneakers suck. I've never owned a pair.
Oh he had some good Curry.
Just one pair. It was
The
one
new
pair.
one, the latest version. I like that last version that came out.
Do ya?
Recorded
In-
version.
I'm not picking that shoe over probably
Come
anybody
on,
else.
Kenny. You know you flat footed.
Outside of Zion, Zion's shoes suck.
I am too. While you playing, but ain't nothing over Kyrie. But I'm just saying he.
I ain't gonna lie. Kyrie and Paul George got the best signature shoes in the league. It's not close. Kyrie's number one.
Hold up. You said not close.
So we're taking Kobe out of this equation.
Hey, announcement
Is he? I'm talking about the league right now. Players,
okay, but his shoes exist. I'm just asking for clarity.
About players today. That are
I'm
in the
just asking for clarity.
That are getting today.
But Paul George got a lot of time to custom shoes. He always, you know what I mean, on all season. So he got a lot of time to custom shoes. Great shoes.
He obviously need different ones because they're not helping his legs at all.
Yikes.
At least Curry's shoes somehow able to fix his ankles.
Yo,
Paul
I told y'all, Ray had watched boxing this week. The counters are just they real nice right now.
You know what I think? I'm going to say this comment. He's going to have another counter. But when you can't root for nothing in your home team franchises, it's like you take shots at everybody else. That's all.
How many times I got to talk about my Caps and my Mystics? What are we talking about? And my Nationals. We've all won titles in the last 5 years.
And here's the thing, Ray. When I said there's no basketball, football on, you said there's nothing to watch. If you're such a fan, why are you not watching those teams right now?
Because the rest of their leagues suck, but our teams is good.
Jeez.
And hockey went off with basketball.
I'm ready to talk about Victor. I'm ready to talk about Victor.
All right. Before we get, because once we get going, we're gonna get going. Everybody had the same take. Ennis is the man. If Ennis had to fight Spence or Crawford, do either of them fear him? I'll start with you, Rod.
I want to do a drug test on Villa because he got to be on some DC PCP or something. There's no way he could take that much punishment. It's impossible.
Tony, you had me with your last comment. I don't know what happened to you, but come back to us because we ain't got to do that. Go ahead, Rob.
But I don't know, man. That's some big fish right there. You're asking for. You can't do no flying fishing against a whale because the rod gonna snap. So I'm worried, man. But I think the young boy got heart, so he got that skills. He got that school. You know, he got them tools in his toolbox. So I like to see that big fight.
Real quick, Rod, to that point, obviously everybody's gonna give Villa a lot of credit because he was eating crazy punches. And this took some punches too, and he hasn't been moved yet. Like he's been hit by Lipinets, he's been hit by Villa. He just keep coming also. So I know that's not nearly as highlighted because he didn't take as much punishment, but he's proven to me he can take some punches from some big punchers because Villa, by all accounts, is a big puncher.
But you know what it looked like though? It looked like when I look at my check. You know what I mean? When I look at all the taxes get taken out and they take my child support out, I say, God damn, this check did look good. But you know what I mean? It felt like that.
Much respect. Chris, your thoughts on the fight and what's next for Ennis if Crawford or Spence is available?
Well, to answer the first question, I don't think they're necessarily scared. But I do think, he's in the back of their mind like this young boy's coming. So, same thing how I feel about boxing in general because I'm getting back into it. I want to see the best fighters fight the best fighters. Will it happen? Who knows? But I would love to see him go against one of the guys that's about to fight July 29th.
Kenny?
And if I was a betting man, which I am,
yes,
I would have bet on Ennis this weekend. So I hope y'all bet that. I hope y'all bet that money. That's all I'm going to say. FanDuel has some nice odds.
You ain't take them?
No, I was at a grad party. I forgot about it.
Nah, he got wasted.
Hey Chris, that's Philly's own. You supposed to be repping.
I was betting on baseball all weekend. Getting some checks.
I respect that. Keep running it up. Kenny, your thoughts on the fight and should Spencer Crawford be worried?
Well, first of all, everybody already said I'm just super impressed with Ennis. Seems like he's the total package in terms of offense and defense, and he reminds me a lot of Floyd in terms of his his defense. Yeah, he took some chances and ate some shots. I think it was more so because he was trying to get him out of there, to try to engage him. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just think that the thing that separates from him and Floyd is his power, and then also that when he has you hurt, he steps on the gas. Like that was the one issue I did have with Floyd. Back in his heyday, sometimes he would take his foot off the gas and rather would drag guys out. Drag guys along for 12 rounds as opposed to getting them out of there. But Boots is not like that. He's always aggressive and he's always looking for opportunities. And the other thing I like about him, I would really, to be honest, if they go forward and one of these fights happens, I would love to see him and Crawford match up because they're both switch hitters. So like to see them match wits and see them, switching between southpaw and orthodox. Like I just think that would be a great chess match. But I think he's gonna have to wait his turn because they have a rematch clause. So I think the earliest we even see him against them is probably sometime next year. But I would like to see him in another, take another step up, whether it's a Thurman, maybe a Danny Garcia, or a Philly fight, something like that to kind of just to make sure that he's ready for that next step. Because while I think he has the skills, the skill set for it, I just want to see him take another step up in competition before he takes on one of those guys.
But he did spin that block in that 10th round. It did look like a Philly shootout.
Yeah. He was definitely trying to put him to sleep. Like that last right hand, if that would have landed, he might have knocked him out the ring.
Yeah, because he barely touched him and he fell almost out the ring. So
yeah.
Sometimes you leave that Philly ice in that sun, it melts.
Dev, your thoughts on
Dev Stradamus, please. Dev Stradamus.
Sorry. Dev Stradamus, who so accurately predicted the outcome of the fight. Please tell us your thoughts.
Man, to piggyback off of Kenny, man, I think he do need one more fight before he can get to a Spencer and Crawford. I think that's what the boxing world going to try to do, because I think they're going to try to hold him back just a little bit, because you know how boxing always try to tease you. 1 minute he's your main card, and then because we got to see how long it's going to take for him to become pay-per-view now. Because I'm pretty sure that hopefully that this was his last Showtime, fight. Hopefully he can go to pay-per-view.
No, I don't want him to go pay-per-view.
Because you already know once they start getting big, you see how fast Tank got the pay-per-view and like in 3 fights.
They don't come back once they go.
So I'm pretty sure he's going to take that next step to pay-per-view, and I just knew it, man. The way, the power that he has, I just knew it. It was just ringing in my head,
It's so graceful.
It was just like he's like a shooting star coming from outer space, man. It would just landed right in my hand and said, "Dad, Ennis is going to get him." Say no, for real though. I didn't know much about his opponent until fight night. I started doing my research on him. I was like, I don't know. 2 power hitters, this might can really go the distance, really, because once one power hitter sees that he's fighting another power hitter, it's always more of a dance, and it's not going to really be too much punching going on. But like Kenny said, man, Boots really kept his foot on the gas. He never slowed up. He never gave Villa any chance of a sign of him even winning. Really, it was just like, once Boots got him in that second round, really, it was just like, that's it. He just got to keep his foot on the gas. So,
what?
You talking about from last show? I thought he knew something about you, Ray. He seen divorce court.
Not me.
Maybelline,
but we know some people was watching the fight with their sides.
But no, I think Boots is. I don't think he's going to get a Crawford or Spence right away. I think it's going, like Kenny said, it's probably going to take a next year, or how it took this long to even get a Spencer Crawford fight. So what I mean, just imagine what's a next big fight that we're going to get, really. What I mean? So I think it's going for him to be a minute before he get one of those guys.
Cool. Actually, I want to piggyback on 2 things. The first is, we all know that there is a rematch clause. The first part of that is, Spence has said for the longest time he wants to collect all 4 belts and then move up. I don't know if y'all watched the All Access, but he's talked about it. His nutritionist was talking about being able to stay at 147 and the difficulty in that. In the event that Crawford wins and takes the 3 belts and becomes undisputed, do we think Spence stays at 147 to try and get them back just to go up to 154 if he wins it back? Because that would almost force him to take another fight at 147 if he takes those belts from Crawford. Kenny, I'll start with you.
Well, I don't think he's gonna really have a choice unless he's gonna vacate, because if they had a rematch clause, then that has to be the next fight. So I think.
But I'm saying if he loses and Crawford is now undisputed, instead of him trying to get the belts back.
Oh yeah. I think he does. I think he does move up to 154, and maybe, depending on what happens with the Charlo brothers and Canelo, maybe that's the next fight that happens is him going. Because I don't think that the Charlo's going to stay. I think he's just going for the money there, because he's never fought above that weight class. So I think he's going to or fought at that high of a weight class. So I think we can see those two getting it on, and maybe at a catch weight, because I think he fights at 160, if I'm not mistaken. So
one brother's at 154, one's at 160.
Okay, so yeah, the one that's fighting Canelo is the one that's at 154.
He's at 154.
Yeah, that's
I think crazy.
Right. Likewise, I think, like I said, I think that's just a money grab. But I think that we could see maybe those two guys getting it on, which would be another big pay-per-view fight, as well. So yeah, I think if he loses, he does go to 154, because I've seen I've heard him on interviews says he walks around like 170, 180. So like if he's walking around like that, to have to come down to 147, that's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Chris, your thoughts?
If he lose, he better fight him back. I'm trying to see good fights. Like, I don't want you to lose, and then now I'm gonna come on air and say, "Oh, he's scared of Crawford. He don't want a rematch." But that's if he loses. That's an if right there.
That's a huge if.
That's a huge if. Because when these odds come out, I might be putting it on, Spence. But
what are the point? Do you know the odds yet? Are they out?
I didn't see them yet, but I know they're going to be close. But to your point, I did watch the All Access, and he was talking about how hard it was to maintain the weight. So, if he loses, I would hope he would go for the rematch. One, because that's still a huge fight, a huge draw. Two, me personally, it's hard like losing at something and not trying to, win again. But, man, I'm not even gonna say if you lose, you better fight him again, but you better win, so you don't got to go through that.
Yeah, 2 losses would be pretty bad. Rod, your thoughts?
I heard what Kenny says, but the Charlo boys are, Spence's homeboys, so I don't see them fighting at all. You know what I mean? They train together. You know what I mean? It's hard for you to use your partners.
Got a point.
You know what I mean? So they are under the same umbrella. So I don't know if that's really going to happen. But, man, Spence, both of them are at the top of their shit. So I think both of them
is currently the favorite just on DraftKings.
Ooh, I don't know. I might take Spence then.
Me too.
They know something we don't know. But you know what I mean? It's definitely going to be a great fight, man. I'm glad it's happening, because you don't got the long wait like Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao. We all know how long that fight was past due.
Forever.
That shit was like powder eggs in a can. You know what I mean?
I got facial hair waiting for that fight so long.
So, you know what I mean? I'm glad it's happening, but that's all I got to say about it.
And Devstradamus, what do you predict?
I predict there will be a rematch. It's going to happen because, we waited so long to get this fight. So whoever wins, I'm pretty sure everybody going to be like, nah, we need to see. It's going to be some type of excuse just to automatically put us in mind and get another rematch. So I can see a rematch happening. And then as far as the Charlo brothers and Canelo and those guys, I just feel like Canelo is the guy that you're going to have to go after. more than the Charlo brothers, in my opinion, especially if you're trying to clear everything. And I think if you can get Canelo out of there.
Hey, Dever Dombas, you know Canelo don't want to fight no black fighters. He haven't fought a black fighter since Floyd.
Yeah, but if that bag is right.
Yeah, I was say that bag and
with PBC now.
He's a tough guy.
But he's with PBC now, so if
he got a 3-fight deal.
Ain't nobody. He gonna have to fight the brothers because that's all that's with PBC.
his third fight in that might be Spence for all we know.
Right.
So it can happen. I will say this: if Spence does move up, Terrence Crawford, you got a short time to make a deal with Boots Ennis happen. I don't want to see you taking no other fights. If you undisputed,
I thought I saw something about him maybe moving up as well. Is he gonna stay at welterweight?
I don't know about that. I mean, he might. He's might, but that's. I don't see him in the same body type as Spence to me, but I've been wrong before. It doesn't happen a lot.
But Crawford talked about fighting Ennis on $1 million worth of game. I don't know if y'all watched that podcast. They flirted about talking about fighting in the future. So
okay.
So you never know.
Well, if that happens, he better not take another fight if it ain't Spence. If it's not Spence, it better be Ennis. I'm gonna say that.
Well, the biggest bag is going to be either that rematch or Canelo. So I think both of them are big game hunting. So if it's not a big bag, then they ain't. That's why I'm not sure with Boots, man. He might have to, he gonna wind up getting the short end of the stick because he doesn't have the drawing power yet to bring that type of bag that either Charlo or Canelo or those guys that we've talked about. He can.
I think this was I think this changed his level. I'm not gonna lie. I think this performance, based on what I heard, a lot of people saw it, and I think a lot of people were impressed. Does he bring him out? No, he's not Ryan Garcia or Tank. But at 147, outside of those two, I think he's the next biggest.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Ugas, he mentioned some of them. I'm good with any of those fights.
Yes.
I would like to see him get a title opportunity at some point. Because them other two been hoarding it for years.
He definitely moved up from E&J and Wild Turkey and all that. White Irish, Cisco. He up there with the big dogs now. He on the good show.
Oh man.
Absolutely.
With the Henny and the Crown Royals.
Hey, Henny and Crown. That's Crown a little better than Henny, in my opinion. But what do I know?
Crown guy, so I'm with you.
Hey, yo, you remember back in the day, Kenny, you used to use that to put your clippers in it, your clipper ends and shit, and when they're for the clippers. You know what I mean? People used to use that as a barbershop bag back in the day.
What is this? There's some weird ad going on. But I did want to mention this before we get to the Victor conversation because it was a top pick last year. Orlando Summer League. Paolo's not playing. Are we good with that?
Yes.
Yeah. He's playing on the World Cup team.
Yes. He's playing USA. Team USA.
Right,
He don't need to be playing the Summer League.
I think Pablo showed who he was last year. It's not him. It's the team.
I'm with that. If you proved yourself as a rookie or a second-year guy, to me, you shouldn't be playing. I don't know why Giddey played a year prior. Like some of these guys, when I watch them play, I'm like, to me, you proved yourself. Jalen Williams. But with Paolo being in Team USA, there's no point in him playing.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right. That works for me. On to Victor bounces back. At least that's what everybody's saying.
Bounces, huh?
And then he said, no mas, or San Antonio. Somebody said it. He got out of there faster than they got Britney Spears off his back. But how do we feel about this decision and about his bounce back? Are we more confident in his ability after seeing him in the second game, put up some big numbers, or is this more of a blip and we expect less than this going into the regular season? Chris, you said you was interested, so I'll let you start this topic off.
It's hard to really judge Summer League especially when a lot of these guys might not be playing their role they're going to play in the regular season. Like you'll see a guy because he's the best team on the summer league team take 20 plus shots, do all these pull up mid ranges, step back threes. You're not going to do that in the regular season. Now with Wemby, I wasn't too high or too low on how he's going to play because he got to get adjusted. One thing that I'm confident in him that he's going to be successful is rebounding and defending the rim. I think those two things he's going to do at a very good level, at the next level, and also being a playmaker at that big man position. Not saying he's the next Jokic or anything, but I think he'll be able to make life easier for his teammates. I said not the next Jokic, right? Fix your face.
I heard the name come, and I'm like,
yeah, no, because you know when you say playmakers as a big man, everybody think, oh, he's going to be Jokic. Not saying that. I'm just saying he's a decent passer, for to be 7'5". But I'm confident that he's going to be all right. I never thought he was going to come out the gate averaging 30 and 15, so that's why I'm not too shocked or too high, too low how he's performing. Until I see him with the real Spurs system with other good players around him, that's when I'm going to really judge Wemby, not in the summer league. I didn't expect nothing great from him at all, honestly.
Okay, Rod, your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Did he look good? Because when I seen him last, that boy threw that ball on him like Blake Griffin. You know what I mean? I saw him get disrespected a little bit. I'm just being real. I don't think.
When you a shot blocker, you gonna go for everything.
100.
And to me, I love the fact that he's going to block that or he's trying to defend that. It means he's not scared. So I'm cool with that.
I'm just looking at that West, man. I don't think you can play him at the 5.
Why not?
I don't think he got that. I don't think he got that toughness to deal with that man body every game.
Yeah, no, he's not. To me, he's either a stretch 4 or 3. I don't.
You gotta play. You gotta play
maybe a
him like
small
that.
ball 5, but you can't play him extended minutes at the 5. He just can't hold his ground.
I'm telling you, you look at that high yellow big cat would dog him out.
Right now, yeah, but in future he's gonna be a 5. He's, I guess they bring in
what
a guy.
year?
Give him a few years to add some muscle. A year or two,
I don't know.
maybe.
With his handle and the way he and the way he shoots the ball, I think he's gonna float between the 3 and 4. I'm not sure if I see him.
But then you bring a 5 in there. Now you got somebody 7'5" that can never be in the paint because you got a slow center on the court.
I think you can spread the floor.
Now you're gonna look at now you're looking like the Timberwolves that got Gobert. Now you got Karl Anthony Towns doing hezzy threes. You know what I'm saying? So I see what y'all saying.
He's gonna be shooting hezzy threes.
I see what y'all saying, but at the same time, he needs to play some minutes at the 5. He can't be the 4 or the 3 forever.
Yeah. Again, I'm not. Like I said, if he's a small ball 5, small ball 5, I'm okay. You put him with some speed, with a speedy lineup, and you put him at the 5, and you just rip and run. I'm okay with that. But like if it's a half court game or against a team like
barbecue chicken,
you don't
you
don't want no parts of
other
Jokic.
than the Nuggets.
You don't want no parts of Embiid. Like
no, in the West, other than Jokic,
he don't want
who's
no
a dominant
like
5?
that.
Sabonis might push him around. Who else is really going to dominate? Who's really dominant big in the West?
I think Draymond can punk him.
Well, I don't know about that because of his size, but I just think that anybody
You're a foot taller than Draymond.
Yeah,
He shouldn't over.
anybody that's a big,
That boy don't got no body.
Big,
It's only 2 of them in the West.
Big, he'll have trouble with them.
2, maybe 3 in the West. Everybody else barbecue chicken for him.
That's today's league, though. To be honest with you, that's why I said he can play some small ball 5 because it's really only a couple. It's probably like a handful, maybe, of back to the basket centers that we got in today's league. So,
and I see him giving the buckets right back. So I'm not too worried.
Chris, how much you think he's averaging in his rookie season? You said he's getting the buckets to everybody.
I mean, I don't see him going out like a punk against some of these centers. Is what I'm saying. He's gonna have the ultimate green light if he needs to. Not all of them as fast to stay on the wing. If Embiid's cooking these dudes outside in the perimeter and Jokic, what you think Wemby gonna do? With a better handle?
Yeah, but the only problem with that is while he can put it on the deck, like you saw when he was trying to drive to the basket, like he loses his footing, like he can't hold it down, like he's falling down, like he's got his core he's really got to, strengthen that base.
You want to see him trying to defend Steven Adams?
Yeah.
Steven Adams going to throw that boy around.
What is Steven Adams going to do? Because I remember the playoffs in
Throw
the bubble. No.
around.
In the bubble, he had a wide open layup. It was nobody at the rim, and he did the Ben Simmons and passed it. So don't tell me Steven Adams is going to boil him offensive end. He's going to look at the rim and say, "Who can I pass it to?"
I think he's gonna have Albert
You went
Pujols.
back
I'm cool talking
3
about Jokic.
years.
I'm talking about, and it's even worse now. So you want to talk about Nurkic, Jokic? Maybe.
I'm talking about physical bigs.
Don't bring up Steven Adams on the offensive end. He's not going to do nothing, but maybe get some rebounds.
I think he's gonna have a lot of. I think he's gonna have a lot of Apple turnovers. I think he's gonna lead the league in turnovers. This high dribbling.
It depends on how much he has the ball, because you got to remember.
And look who the coach is now. He's not going to put him in terrible
right,
positions.
That's what I'm saying. He's playing. He had a lot of freedom with these guys. Like,
Hey, we giving Pop a whole lot of credit for a guy. Since Kawhi Leonard left, I ain't seen nothing out of San Antonio.
Come on, Wayne. They ain't had nowhere near the talent level since Kawhi Leonard left.
So we saying he's a bad coach.
I ain't saying he was a bad coach. I'm saying without talent, he ain't looked good.
I mean,
no coach
what coach looks good without talent?
There have been teams that still are able to perform.
Tell me a Hall of Fame coach that ever even coached without talent.
Yeah, you can't win without talent.
All right. I'm
really asking. I can't remember Phil Jackson wanting to coach a bad team.
Well, no, Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach, and those guys, they had his 4 teams. But we've seen teams that can win at a recent level. The Spurs haven't been competitive. They haven't even been competitive since Kawhi left. And they had DeJounte Murray and Keldon Johnson.
And that's it.
And they weren't competitive.
Name another player off that team besides those two.
Listen, y'all want to drink the Kool-Aid, 5 years, $80 million, cool.
Name another player on that team besides
don't even name Keldon Johnson. Besides DeJounte Murray, those two. That's been an all-star or could be an all-star.
Okay.
I'm asking.
Buckets?
Y'all acting like this Hall of Fame all-time coach shouldn't be able to elevate some talent. It ain't like they ain't been drafting players.
Again, name me a coach.
So is it the players not being developed? Because they've been drafting players. Players been there.
Name me a good player that's been drafted there, other than Keldon Johnson and DeJounte Murray.
We went through this like 3 episodes ago, or however long it was. We went through all the Spurs talent. We've literally had this conversation when I was saying there's people there that I think the Spurs could attract because they have had a history of drafting these players. They used to develop them. I'm not seeing the development anymore.
Yeah, they've been like hitting and missing, though. I give you that, right? Because I think when we went through it, it was like a 50-50 where it was one good and then one not so good. So they've been hitting and missing. I will give you that.
We're going to see if that's
I'm not saying they're going to win the West, but I'm saying as a young I'm saying as a young player, it's not 10 coaches in the league.
They will improve and win more. No question.
I don't even care about their record. I'm just saying, as a young player coming into
care about their record. What do you care about?
I'm talking about Wemby and Pop. As a young player, I'd rather have Pop as a coach than Luke Walton. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Oh, what a statement! Like, what are we doing?
Oh yeah, he ain't even on that team no more, Damien. He with Toronto. They got rid of him.
Let's see who they drafted. Primo bust.
Greg, y'all be getting
Primo bust.
Yeah, I ain't doing that. He's way more skilled.
And Jakob Poeltl, he gone.
He gone. Yeah, he went to trade.
Deb, your thoughts?
They drafted some bust.
That's what I said. It was 50-50. We went through this stuff.
God, this is terrible.
It was hit and miss. When you look at it.
Deb, what your thoughts on Victor and them shutting him down, or what do you think comes of it?
I don't like the shutdown, honestly, in my opinion, because Shorty just came out and said he's trying to figure out what he's trying to do out there. So the only way he's going to figure it out if you put him out there. And just because he had a bounce back game, we expect a 7'5", a 7 foot, guy to have a dominant game. We expect him to have double-digit rebound and possibly double-digit points, especially the caliber of what he was doing in his league over in France. So I just think that the Spurs shouldn't have shut him down unless it was, injury related, anything in that nature. You were trying to just hold him off, but I think you got to put the kid out there. You got to give him as much reps as you possibly can, especially if you're trying to make him your franchise player going into this season. I don't expect the Spurs to make it nowhere near the playoffs, play in, not this year, not just because of him. I think he's going to take about 3 to 4 years to actually get to the potential that we are expecting him to be. I don't project him to be no Greg Oden, because gosh, that would be terrible if
now
he
you're
wind up
projecting injuries.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You're projecting injuries on the man.
Yeah, I don't, because he didn't get hurt none of his time over in France. So knock on wood. Hopefully he can continue to to keep going that way.
But France is like the FCS.
I feel you. Because and another thing
for the NBA.
But he does
him coming over, he got to get used to that.
though.
He got to get used to that physical play, because you can see that first game when them guys are playing physical with him. He wasn't as aggressive, versus to what he got in his second game. So he most definitely got to adjust to this American style of basketball.
But no, I was gonna say that he had, I think he's doing some different things to try to, I read an article, also saw some video in terms of like his training and things that he's doing. He's really doing some different and out of the box things to try to make sure that he maintains his health. And I think the other part is that he did have a long season. Like they had a playoff run for his French league team. So maybe, they're trying to, he did play like pretty much almost right up to the draft. So he has played a lot of basketball this season. So, I'm kind of okay with it, just to give him a chance to work on his body, work on his conditioning, work on, getting himself ready for the regular season, because I ain't tripping on no summer league. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't be watching these summer league games like that.
But Kenny, though, man, you
don't want the summer league ring?
They got.
Speaking of, I know y'all said y'all don't watch our summer league, but Philly is collapsing as usual. They've let Dallas go on a 26-9 run. Dallas is now a 28-9 run. So I don't know. This is the first lead since 5-3 in the first quarter. So we'll see. Bricks are being laid as we speak by the Philadelphia 76ers Summer
You
League.
made Chris sit back.
Because we're talking about summer league. Like,
I just said I know
don't
y'all
watch
don't
this
care.
in summer league because we don't even have draft picks, so there's no point.
Practice?
I haven't watched this. I haven't watched
Well,
summer
somebody
league.
got to replace all those people that's leaving.
I haven't watched summer league since Ben Simmons was on the Sixers, my dude.
Hey, Ray,
Playing in the summer league.
is Doc Rivers coaching the game?
Let's chill out.
He should be.
And by the way, Bobby Jackson is coaching the summer league.
Oh, and respect to Bobby, former Sacramento King, amongst others.
It
But
must feel good when your franchise has no expectations, so you can talk about everybody else.
it's better than having them and blowing it. I'd rather have no expectations and over deliver versus under deliver, like y'all regularly do.
Y'all don't even over deliver, my dude. Y'all barely deliver regularly.
We do what y'all do. We do what y'all do. Not win titles.
I guess.
He said they show up and be like, "Hey, who are you?" I don't know. Who are you?
And we're gonna see y'all got some work to do in Philly this year. You better pray for the Eagles, because the Sixers, I don't think they got it. But
Still gonna be better than y'all.
Ooh,
child. We gonna see.
We can have another friendly bet that the Sixers are gonna be better than Wizards this year.
What was the last one we had?
He's not gonna do that again.
I said that the Mavericks will have a better record than the Rockets.
He ain't doing that one again.
You said the Rockets are going to be the best team in Texas.
I backed them up on that one.
Yeah,
I backed them up on that one.
I'm doubling down on that. Based on what I'm seeing, as long as Amen stay healthy, they're gonna be all right.
Okay.
They just got to figure out how to play together, but they're gonna be all right.
I like Jabari Smith Jr.
Hey, he went nuts.
Now everybody like Jabari Smith Jr. because
No, I like what he said in the opening game. They asked him what made him come back to summer league.
Because I sucked my rookie year.
He said, I sucked my rookie year. It's time for me to get in the bag. Yeah, I like that.
I like that.
for a guy that knows that he had a terrible rookie season and he invited himself back.
As he should. He got to be ready to be that fifth option on that team.
Zion
but
out here
Dad-
saying I don't need to work on my game.
Hey, but Dad, it does help when your dad didn't make it long. You know what I mean? And he got dropped in there overseas. And your dad's like Jacob, but he got game. You gotta get your bag.
Oh
You know what I
man,
mean?
cold man.
Hey, who invited my guy over tonight, man?
You cold
We
blooded.
can't have two of these guys on here.
Cold blooded,
Wow,
man.
Pew, pew, pew.
It's nothing but respect for me on this side. I'll say that.
Mike,
Nothing but respect.
I never seen him respect anybody on the show
Me?
except for Steph Curry.
That's not true.
Steph Curry.
I put mad respect on Jordan Poole's name now. You heard what I said earlier?
Now you said Jordan Poole gonna be an All-Star this year?
Nah, probably. Actually,
Oh, all right, let's
he
move.
might. I got to think more. But he might. Just wait and see.
Mike, you wildin'.
You,
Gotta
okay.
chill out.
Okay.
Mike, you going too far now.
Jordan Poole gonna be an All-Star.
Keep talking. I want y'all to keep it going. Keep it going.
Oh my, let's have a friendly bet on that. Since we friendly bet.
I just got to wait and see if Damon Lillard ends up in the East.
Here
He's
he
gonna
goes
take a
about
spot.
this waiting to see, man.
You just sat here and talked about how much you don't care about Summer League, but you want to make predictions
I
before
have to wait and see if James
before
Harden
the
is going to be
regular
on the
season,
Sixers.
before
I have to
teams are
wait-
even
I have
finalized.
to wait
You want
and see
people
if
to
James
make.
Harden is going to be on the Sixers. And I'm still ready to make this bet that Jordan Poole won't be an All-Star. James Harden might end up in the West. That's a guard spot right there.
And then there's going to be one taken if Dame Lillard finally gets over here. So let me take my time, but I think it's a possibility. Dang. You want people to predict that? We ain't even seen the roster yet.
That's because you had no confidence in your team.
It's because I have a brain. You go place a bet on Philly. How many games they going to win this year?
More than y'all.
No. Go to DraftKings right now, whatever their over-under is, and place a bet.
More than y'all.
Since you know what they're going to do, right?
They'll be better than y'all.
That's not an option. I'm saying the over-under is set. What are they going to win?
What is the over-under?
I don't know. I got to look it up, but I know it's set.
Talking heavy.
Heavy.
That's all I'm saying.
Getting spicy.
Speaking of heavy, I'm going to overreact here because I've been overreacting on this. I think Michael Jordan might have did it again. I'm close. I don't think Brandon Miller. I think this is going to be a very, very bad draft pick in 3 years. Based on what I'm seeing in this first round, this is not going to go well. I don't see the fit. He doesn't shoot well enough from what I'm seeing. If he's going to be a spot-up shooter and play off the ball, I'm not seeing him be a good enough shooter 3 games in. And it's early. It's super early. But given what I saw out of Scoot and what I project out of Victor and Amen and his brother in Detroit, just off that, and how quiet as this kept, I like what the Wizards did. The young kid, he looks like he's all right. He plays really good defense. He can't shoot neither. But I think they are going to look back and be disappointed.
So you think he's going to be Adam Morrison bad, or how bad do you think he's going to be?
Nah, he's going to be who do I think Brandon Miller would be? I think Brandon Miller can be.
Like, I'm confused how bad you're overreacting right now.
I got to give him.
I think Dylan Brooks can outshoot him right now.
I wouldn't hate that. Will he be, I don't know if he'll be Dylan.
I'm about to play Madden. Let me know when you come back to reality. Let me know when you come back to reality. I'm playing Madden.
I don't know. Give me a sec. I'll find you a player comp. I got to think a little bit more, but considering what I see,
Wesley? Bad?
No, he's not. He's not that bad. He ain't that bad.
Listen, let me know when it's my turn. I'm playing Madden.
Bad?
I'm playing
I
Madden.
think that's a good comp. I think Otto Porter bad is what we could be seeing. I agree. I think we might be looking at Otto Porter. Hopefully, I'm not going to say hopefully because I want the young man to improve. I want to be wrong. Let me start there. I hope I'm wrong because I support all young black men getting paid. But Otto Porter got $100 million out of Washington. And then we got him out of there and he became Chicago's problem. I don't see him getting a second contract from this team. I will say that.
That's why you better not spend all that money, though. Don't spend all that money. I
Don't
see you do that at Walmart.
We got that number 2 pick money. Invest it and save it. Do not blow it, because I don't know if you're going to get a second bag the way it's looking. They gave Melo his bag, rightfully so. But when that new salary cap kick in, and what I'm seeing, I'm not seeing anything on defense that would lead me to believe anything, and I don't see enough accurate shooting. Now, maybe he'll
8 fouls.
Yeah,
8 fouls in the first game.
yeah.
He fouls, he turns the ball over. Like, I'm not seeing it.
But you know
But
what?
go ahead, Kenny.
Ray? No, I was just gonna say, I think you while you have some concerns, I think you got to think about the environment and what he's playing in. I think right now he's trying to do too much. And I think that's what's causing him to look the way he's looking. I think once he's playing with Melo and guys like that, like he's going to, like a lot of the shots he's hitting, and he's shooting a lot of contested shots. He's not going to have these contested looks that he's having in some league because Melo's going to create them opportunities to get him wide open looks. So I do think that he does have a good stroke. I think he can shoot the ball. I seen him hit some contested three. I think it was Friday, the game I was watching. Yeah, the Friday game. I saw him hit some contested threes. Matter of fact, he hit one over one beyond him, if I remember right. But yeah, I just think this is a result of the environment that he's in. And I think he's just trying to do a little bit too much.
What Kenny think he's trying to be Mike?
I don't know if he's trying to be Mike. He said he's a Paul George guy. I think he's trying to do a little too much off the dribble. I think he's going to be a three, a kind of corner three type of guy, a guy that's going to get his off of penetration and off of other guys' action. I don't think he's going to be an initiator or a guy that's going to have a whole lot of, to use the NBA term, high use. I think he's going to be playing off the ball a whole lot.
But so I can't wait
better once he's with the the established guys.
And that's what you want at the number 2 pick, Kenny. What you just described.
I mean, that's what Jabari Smith is.
Like, he gonna be the second or third wheel regardless, because it's Melo's team. So as long as he's the second or the third wheel, then you're good.
Okay.
You bring that bad man too. Bridges coming back. Ray Rice Jr.
Hey, and Bridges is in a prove-it year. And he can hoop.
Another reason why he's not necessarily. That's why another reason I think they're gonna bring him along slowly. He's not gonna really have a whole lot of pressure to perform because he already got some other guys that are ahead of him. Because isn't Hayward still on the team too?
Yeah.
Yeah, Washington's still there. Rozier's still there.
Rozier.
Well, my favorite rookies though, Amari Bailey. His mama.
So it's a few guys that may be ahead of him. So that's why I don't think the expectations are going to be as high. So he'll be able to kind of ease his way in. Because you got to remember, too, the kid's only 19 years old.
So he's coming off the bench? Is that what we're saying?
It's possible.
Number 2 pick starting on the bench.
Let me know when you're ready, Ray. Let me know when I'll pause my Madden game.
But I was just about to say, those guys, like, these ain't no slouches. Like, him coming off the bench behind Miles Bridges, that's not exactly a bad thing. Miles Bridges before that offseason, like, he was supposed to get he was in line to get a big contract.
I agree.
So he messed himself up.
All right, Chris, you itching to get in. Come on and say whatever you got to say.
I'm
overreacting.
Why are you overreacting for Summer League, my dude? It's Summer League. Like, this is not preseason. This is not the regular season. It's Summer League. I said it from the jump. From the jump. These dudes are going to be playing a style of basketball that they're not going to play in the regular season. Brandon Miller is not pulling up. He's not running the offense in the regular season. He's not doing initiating offense in the regular season. He's not doing step back threes, hezzy threes every single play down the court in the regular season. You're going to have Melo. You're going to have Rozier. You got your guy, Miles Bridges. He's going to be, you talking about, second pick, fifth option. Y'all just talked about how much y'all love Jabari Smith. He's almost a 7 option on this team right now. So I'm confused on the confusion right now. Brandon Miller, he's a perfect fit with LaMelo.
Come on,
6'8", 6'9".
In the 7th option.
I mean, I'm saying you brought in Van Lee. You brought in Van Lee. You already got Jalen Green. You got Porter
Dylan
Jr. Dylan Brooks. You got Thompson twin.
Oh, come on.
Jabari's starting. I guarantee he's starting.
Jabari Smith going to start, and again, going to be that fourth option. He's going to be like the guy just hit it. He's going to be like PJ
I saw how he looked in summer league. I tell you that.
Yeah, in his second year after a full year, a full year in the NBA. So let's not get too hyped because I didn't see guys have amazing summer leagues and suck. I just saw some guys who maybe didn't have the best summer league because you're not playing a position, going to play in the real year, and then come in and have a decent rookie year. He shot 39% from the three-point line. Again, I don't expect him to be Paul George's rookie year. Well, with LaMelo, with Gordon Hayward, with all these guys that initiate the offense that are playmakers, he's not going to shoot this bad. He's not going to score this bad. He's not going to be so hyperactive right now. I'm not buying into it. Not saying that he's going to be this great guy, but to come out and say he's a bust after the summer league,
no one said bust.
Oh my God, you were comparing him to Otto Porter, who you call a bust every time you bring him up. So how are you not saying that? How are you not saying that? I'm confused.
Okay, I will submit to that. I also said Otto Porter got $100 million, and I don't think
he did. That's fine. And so did a lot of guys in the NBA that don't. Let me not say they don't deserve $100 million because they deserve all their money, but they haven't played up to that contract. Now I'm not trying to say Brandon Miller is going to be this great guy, but to come out here and overreact like we're doing right now is outrageous.
But draft,
I didn't overreact when Zion stole the ball from Kevin Knox and boomed it. I don't overreact when
Kevin Knox ain't been the same since.
I didn't overreact when Lonzo was dropping 30-point triple doubles when he was with the Lakers and Kuzma was giving 30 points in the Lakers summer league. I don't overreact to none of that because it's summer league.
Both of those players turned out, if by all accounts, if Lonzo could have stayed healthy, those were good. Turned out to be really good.
How was Lonzo his rookie year?
I thought he was decent. He wasn't terrible.
He shot 22% from the field, free throw line, 3-point line from his rookie year. How was that decent?
But
Lonzo
who thought he was going to come in and be a great shooter with that ugly jumper he had?
Lonzo was garbage his rookie year. He shot good in the summer league. He was dropping 30 points in the summer league and couldn't get.
I don't think anybody thought Lonzo was going to be a great shooter in the NBA.
Lonzo was dropping 30-point triple doubles in the summer league, and people were going bananas.
I didn't see those people. I'll say that. You might be right, but I didn't see that. And Chris is out of my weight class, so he don't want the smoke.
Listen, God. I got an easy pass, unlimited.
Oh my goodness!
Unlimited.
Please take the
unlimited.
Listen,
Don King, this thing about the Don King.
Hey,
I don't know in the blue corner.
Listen,
It's showtime.
you drag him in the deep water and drown him.
Boxing.
Coming to you live.
Rod, your take on Mr. Brandon Miller.
But the best thing about the games, the Charlotte Hornets game, is going to be Amari Bailey's mom at the game.
Oh, see, I thought he was going to say something good about Amari Bailey, but now I'm going back to Madden.
You know what I mean? Amari Bailey mom, if it's good enough for Drake, it's good enough for me. That's all I got to say. But that's going to be the best thing.
He wasn't around too long.
He had to spin the block real quick. You know what I mean? That's what he spin the block. But
dropped in Dodger Stadium and then dropped her off at the house after moving.
I mean, can we say something positive about Amari Bailey? Because I think he's going to be all right with the.
He's going to be all right, man. He's going to be the 8th option, like you said.
That's fine.
Is it?
I mean, a second rounder, lottery talent. I think in a couple years he's gonna be a good NBA player.
You like quick aside? So you like Amani Bailey or Amani Bates better?
Ooh, I think Imani Bates
is going to drafted him when I said that. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think Bates real quick is going to get more playing time because they kind of lacking in that small forward position, especially guys that create their own shot. So I think Bates might get more minutes. I think they're both. But when you're a lottery pick and you show that you have the talent, I think they're both going to be good NBA players. But right now, I think Bates is going to get more playing time. Bailey behind too many people right now. You got Book Knight, who when you draft a guy in a lottery, you know they're going to try to play your lottery pick too much. You got the Miller.
Now that guy, that's the guy I'm concerned about.
100%. I'm concerned about him too. But when you got Book Knight, who's your lottery pick, when you got Rozier, LaMelo, all those guards, Bailey might be a G League warrior for a little bit.
I think Miller gonna be in the G League playing for the Oysters, Charlotte Oysters. Keep on get that game together.
Oh, wait,
So
Chris. So you're saying he won't? You don't think Brandon Miller spends any time in the G League this year?
Not at all.
Calling him a bust, Ryan?
Not at all. Not at
8
all.
fouls.
Hey,
6 minutes.
Jordan Poole had to go to the G League too and work his way back up. It ain't necessarily the worst thing, but Charlotte is deep at his position.
Hey, Kenny, he would look like he was playing for the Bad Boy Pistons. How many fouls he got?
Like, you can't defend, you can't create, you're not knocking down jumpers. That is not a good combination. That's all I'm saying.
You talking about the summer league?
Yeah, that's what how I'm at.
And that's the part that's crazy. If you can't dominate in summer league, why do I think you're going to dominate when you get to the real league?
But I don't think he's being looked
I
at.
saw what Keegan Murray did. I saw what Jabari Smith did. Like,
second year guys. Stop telling me. Stop naming second year guys.
You're missing the point. The point is, if you are one of them, Kenny, I can't hear you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything.
I was saying you're missing a point. If you didn't name me the Thompson twins, the one with the Rockets,
they look good. They look good.
Then I would say, okay, you're on to something. But stop naming second year guys, because they had a whole.
I think the point is that you want to get you gotta get experience. Like, these guys are now going from playing college basketball. Most of these guys are going from playing college basketball to playing NBA basketball. Like, the pace is different, the speed of the game is different. Like, there's an adjustment period that has to take place. Not everybody's going to be able to come in and get it right away. So this is what summer league is for. So
Kenny, you trying to say you might be Chauncey Billups?
It's possible, because again, like, the dude is 19 years old. Like, I don't think anyone is expecting him to come in here and light the league up right away. I think you're going to give him enough. You got to
8 fouls though. Come on, Kenny. We can't excuse 8 fouls.
Yeah,
man.
but that's summer league. You get 10 fouls in summer league, so get your.
So why not?
He maxing out for sure.
Why not max out? I would get 9 fouls a game on purpose,
or get steals and not foul.
I'd rather him get fouls. That means
I'd rather him go through his worries in summer league and build his confidence back up for the regular season.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Jordan Poole 2.0 been looking a whole lot better than Brandon Miller. I tell you that.
At least that's showing me that you putting out effort.
Or something.
He's 5 fouls away from being with Jimmer Fredette. That's all I got to say.
Oh, man.
Hey, yo,
This is outlandish.
I'm not doing that.
This is outlandish.
Hey. And I like the Jimmer. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
I bet you did.
He didn't get it done. All right, so we're at the top of the hour, just about. This topic may take some time. It shouldn't, but I know how y'all be. So we'll see how this goes.
That wild word.
That wild word is something crazy.
Yo. That y'all.
That y'all word is just outlandish.
I just know a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit.
That might be your favorite word in your vocabulary.
Y'all,
y'all.
it might be, because typically it be me against y'all, but that's okay. Sometimes y'all come to the right side, the best side, the east side, and the education.
Calm down. You can't talk to Dev Shadamas like that now. Chillax.
Like I said, Jay, you can get into y'all. Never mind. I'm gonna stay focused. So I started I think we was live when I was talking about eras, and the great LeBron James has been around since 2003. He bumped his head a lot. He finally broke through at the turn of the decade, and he jumped around.
You already tainting this
100%.
I gave accolades and said great.
Backhanded, but go ahead.
You a habitual line stepper, man.
Lord of day. Because I ain't even gonna say that. This is a family show. So there has been debate about eras. and this being the LeBron James era. Go back to whenever y'all so choose. My question is, if this is the LeBron James era, who's been the best team in this era? And who's been the best player in this era? Rod, I will start with you.
Such an easy question.
I know it's not Stephen Curry. You know what I mean? I'm not watching blouses basketball. You know what I mean? They shoot with real zesty layups. Nobody want to see them zesty layups.
Hold
You know what I mean?
Hold up. Who are y'all talking about? I leave out for 2 minutes. Who y'all talking about?
The haters always hate.
I'm just saying, nobody want to watch them zesty layups, that shimmy, that fake Harlem shake he does, man. I'm telling you, man. He had to cry. I'm telling you. He already knew that old man was coming for him. He cried and took that red eye to PG County. Kevin Durant, can you please come to save my career?
We talking about Steph.
We definitely gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that, right? We ain't gonna talk about that.
The floor is yours, Rod.
We ain't gonna talk about him taking that pay cut to get you from Durant.
So LeBron didn't take a pay cut to go to Miami?
He had no needs.
Did he take a pay cut to go to Miami?
D-Wade didn't have no needs.
Did he take a pay cut to go to Miami?
Of course, he's already worth $1 billion.
Okay, then. See, the difference between Steph and LeBron is Steph flew to the Hamptons first off, but he flew back home. LeBron took a one-way flight to Miami. And took a pay cut.
But guess what, though?
My man Chris got the ad
libs.
Because I was just having this conversation at work.
He averaged 41 points on him.
And he ran from LeBron after he had beat him the year before. Everybody forgets that part.
He averaged 40 on him.
I don't care. He lost.
LeBron was playing with us. Remember, in that finals, he's playing.
Listen, I don't do all them excuses that y'all do. He lost.
And y'all had an AK. Come on. Who's supposed to win?
He lost.
And Steph wouldn't even made the playoffs with that team.
He wouldn't even made the playoffs.
I saw Steph win a title 2 years ago and go through everybody with lesser talent almost. Because them jokers were playing like trash.
Right. Why did you and Davidson?
Ooh, he had less talent than the Mavericks and Luka.
Why you had to go to Division 3?
We could have taken it. We taking it.
Watch Stephen Davidson. We can't help that the evaluators don't know what they're talking about.
The boy couldn't even go to Morgan State. That's how bad he sucked in college.
And look at him now. Why you gotta bring Baltimore in this, man? We ain't got nothing to do with this.
He couldn't even make it LA college.
And look at him now. Still where he got drafted. Still where he got drafted. He ain't bouncing around taking vacations everywhere to try and chase a championship.
Tell her he should maybe play the potato salad too.
Oh my goodness, Ray! You make life so easy the way you just get mad. So easy. I got like 7 rebuttals. We can only
imagine how many titles he would have won if he stayed in Cleveland.
I got so many rebuttals, so let me know so I can pause this Madden game when it's my turn.
Go ahead, Chris. I don't even want to hear it no more.
All right, first of all, to answer your question, the best team in the LeBron era is most definitely the Spurs. LeBron was drafted in 2003, not 2014 when the Warriors got hot.
So you're saying the LeBron era was 03? Is that what you're saying?
04, if I want to say it. LeBron's been him since.
So that was his era, not Kobe's era. Is that what you're saying?
When I say LeBron era, I mean since LeBron's been dominant. That
ain't the same thing. When you was in the league and when it was your era ain't the same thing. So please clarify the LeBron era for the people.
So damn sure wasn't no 04, baby.
Okay,
I ain't riding with you on that.
You want to go 2010?
I'm asking you, bro. I'm asking you.
I mean, everybody era is going to be different. So
not mine. Well, you might be right, but I don't think the era existed. But I'm gonna get there when I get there.
Okay, so I give the Warriors their credit for winning 2 championships in the past 7 years.
I give them their credit. Klay Thompson. Go ahead, Chris.
But one thing
that
you said.
get correct, but that's cool.
One thing you said, you was like, LeBron ran this, then, and third. LeBron didn't run to get the best player or the second best player in the world. LeBron went to join Dwayne Wade, like you said, with 1.5 knees. He brought in Chris Bosh, who never had no team success. He joined a team that was almost like your Wizards, that just a borderline team in the Eastern Conference.
Talk about that rotation, though.
You said that. So you're calling the Miami Heat team similar to the Wizards?
I'm saying they were the AFC that couldn't get out the first round until LeBron got there. Name somebody that was on that team
with another, and he brought another All-Star with him. You can disrespect Chris Bosh all you want.
I'm not disrespecting Chris Bosh,
but that's not act like he didn't know how to play ball.
I didn't say he couldn't play ball. I just say he had no team success.
Man was going through blood clots. Go ahead.
Ho. Who had no team success?
Chris Bosh.
Didn't he had a Raptors in like the first round of playoffs since he was drafted? I'm not saying that he took.
I'm talking about compared to LeBron that's been to the finals and D Wade.
Up until that point, what success had LeBron had?
More success than Chris Bosh.
How much more? A bunch of L's?
Let me finish, Ray. You getting too hyper. Look, I know you got some water next to you with some ice in it. Take a drink.
Almost out. I need more water.
Just let me finish what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Right? I'm very calm right now. I don't want to get too hyper. I'm very calm.
Hyper.
Right? So LeBron, like I said, joined a team in the East that couldn't get out the first round. They built that roster. Shout out to the Warriors. They built their roster well until they went in and brought in KD. I'm not going to say it's cheating or whatever. I'm not going to make no excuses. But all I'm saying is, who's supposed to beat that team? You want to talk about it is LeBron era or Steph Curry era. Clap it up for Steph getting 4 rings. LeBron got 4 rings in his era too. So what's the difference?
So the difference is he lost 3 times versus Steph.
That's fine.
Is that a cold era?
One of them was a sweep.
The goalposts get moved for this man. Losses get amplified for this man. I just don't understand. He'll never be able to win.
Steph got 6 finals losses.
He'll never be able to win.
Hey, Kenny, but he be making it sound like Steph Curry won the championship his first year. He be making it sound like he's Magic Johnson.
Steph Curry.
What did I say? I never said that.
Come on, man.
I never said. I didn't say anything like that.
LeBron came into the league and they told that man, if you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer, you're a bust. Right? So what has he done wrong since he's been into the league?
Well, that's not what we're talking about. I said he's great. I just asked y'all a question.
I'm about to say some outlandish things.
I'm
about to say some outlandish things.
I'll make this real simple.
LeBron's the best team in the LeBron era.
No. This is how you sum this up. LeBron had the best individual success of this era.
Not even close.
Steph Curry had the best team success of this era. Period.
So it's the LeBron era, in your opinion, Ken?
It's the LeBron era, and the Warriors been the best team.
Yeah, so that's it. It's simple.
LeBron had the best
again, and like I said, LeBron had the best individual accomplishments of this era. Steph Curry's team
time out
of this era.
Time out. So Steph winning unanimous.
He should not have been the first unanimous MVP. Should have been Shaq.
But he was.
Don't even talk to me about that.
But he was.
We said individual. We said individual stats.
Right, because you got to think about this though, Deb. Too. LeBron broke the
scoring record that was never supposed to be broke.
He went into top 5, I believe. Of
eight straight NBA finals, top 10 in assists. Come on.
No, I think he's top 5 now.
He's top now, but I'm saying come on now.
Hey, but Kenny, I got a question for you.
But now you're combining eras because you're counting all them points from times that wasn't his era. Unless y'all are saying 03 was his era.
Man, it's been LeBron era since 05. I'm done talking.
Hey, but Kenny, if LeBron never left out of Cleveland,
that's what happened.
Damian Lillard.
We're not gonna do. You got to give Kobe his due too.
I'm done talking.
From that 05. So
I'm done
we already.
I'm done.
And that's my point. This is what it always devolves into. There's no ammo there. Y'all wanted to be him so bad, but it's not there.
Why is it not there? Why is it not there?
Because if there's 2 people, if we're saying since 2010 till today, is the era.
Yeah.
And you look at all the head-to-head matchups. You can look at 73-9. You can look at unanimous MVP. You can look at the greatest shooter of all time. Look at all of that. One guy has done and accomplished more and won more at a higher clip, especially head-to-head.
I mean,
But
I saw one guy that went to 8 straight championships, won 2 MVPs, won multiple Finals MVPs, more than your guy. So he's still okay. Let's take out 7 years of his career. The past 13 years, he's still been the best player in the league.
Because he jumped around, he had to go chase it. One guy, Kobe, stayed. Duncan,
so we're not going to give his credit for going to all these different organizations, making them better. And
well, y'all killed
organizations.
Y'all killed KD and Steph for their 3 years together, but y'all glorify LeBron every time he runs somewhere else. Pick one.
LeBron went to a team that had nobody older than 23. LeBron went to an aging team.
So you want to talk about moving a goalpost? You're just making up crazy stats. Who cares?
That's not moving a goalpost. That's a fact. A fact is LeBron.
How old were the Warriors when they started winning? Steph, Clay, and them was young. What are you talking about? They were a very young team.
They wasn't as young as that Lakers team.
Which Lakers team?
Which Lakers team?
Lakers team that he came and joined. That had
when he brought in AD and he traded all the youth away? And they brought in all the veterans? That Lakers team? That Lakers team was not young.
The Lakers team he joined when he signed that paper on that dotted line. How old were they?
They were still Lonzo and Brandon Ingram and those guys.
Listen, open your ears. Stop listening.
Go look at the rest of that roster and go look at when Steph Curry and they all got drafted around the same time. Are you talking about the championship year? Team?
Stop listening to React and
I'm asking a question.
I said when he signed the dotted lines on the paper, how old were the Lakers when they had Lonzo Ball, when they had Kuzma, when they had Brandon Ingram? That's the words that came out of my mouth.
So I'm asking when Steph got started and go, what are we comparing to?
You said when Steph and them started winning, they was young.
They were still young. Look, so when did LeBron start winning? Was this team young when he started winning in LA? No.
They traded everybody.
How far was Steph into his career before they
6-7 years? That was maybe more. Steph was drafted in 09.
But Kenny, we can say this though.
If you compare that to the Lakers team, because Clay and Draymond, I believe, came after him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they came
after. So once LA started winning, that team was old. They had Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee and them on that team. LeBron didn't win with that young team. They were there a year, and then he traded them. So what are we talking about?
They was only there for a year because the following year, that's when we got AD.
So he signed with the young team, and he did it for 1 year. He tried it 1 year, and guess what he did? You know what else LeBron did? He traded Andrew Wiggins. Guess who Andrew Wiggins won the title with? Steph Curry. Go figure.
Guess what he did a year later? Won a championship with a guy like he traded Wiggins for. So I don't think it's an issue that he traded Wiggins.
I'm simply saying, unless you go get Kyrie, a generational talent.
Kyrie was already on that team.
He had got
they wasn't winning.
You traded for Kevin Love. You're right. My bad.
LeBron every single team.
So I had to trade him for a perennial all-star in order to try and win. You're right. He did. He didn't build nothing.
That's not building a roster. Drafting and trading is still building a roster at the end of the day.
All right. So then stop crying about Kevin Durant then. Because if we're talking about building a roster, don't cry when Kevin Durant come.
I'm not crying.
That's building a roster, right? We're talking about building rosters. So if I can trade for Kevin Love, I can trade for Chris Bosh, I can trade for Anthony Davis. Stop talking to me about Kevin Durant.
I'm not crying. I'm just saying it's not.
Every time people talk about the Warriors, they cry about Kevin Durant. Like LeBron has recruited perennial all-stars, top 75 players.
Best player in the NBA, and you joining a 73-9 team.
That's a Kevin Durant issue. And guess what? Kevin Durant ain't done nothing without Steph Curry.
That's a fact right there.
That's a fact. We're not going to argue about that. Ain't nobody going to give you any argument about that.
But as great as he is,
Well, we
as
also-
great as he is,
Look,
we
I
also
knew we was
not
going to waste
act
time.
like he wasn't the best player on that team. Those years,
I'm
they won those
I'm not-
championships.
if he was
Yes, he
so
was.
great, he could have did it somewhere else because he's had a ton of great other talent. We talked about that last week.
I'm not
There
going to
you
waste
go.
no more time.
There you go.
I'm about to yield
Go
my
group
time.
chat
I'm about to
message
yield my
to
time.
Chill out.
I'm about to yield my time. This is the last thing I want to say to Kenny's point. LeBron, the question was, forget all this. Who was the best team?
All right, say whatever.
One
The
team.
Warriors.
The Warriors. So we're not about to talk about Steph Curry versus LeBron no more. I already knew it was going to get to this point.
So
The Warriors
how in
were
the
the best
world
team.
is the Warriors the best team, but their best player, who's amazing and cooked LeBron?
Was he the best player ever? Was he the best player every year with that team? I'm asking. Yes or no? Every year with
Yes.
that team, was he the best player?
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on.
So when KD was there, he was better than KD.
The
No.
first, actually, no, I'll give you KD the first year. That second year, go
Every year.
look at the stats. Go look at that team. Steph Curry went nuts in that finals and all that year. KD missed time that year.
Why he won finals?
Y'all remember he got hurt in
I
the
ain't
playoffs?
gonna lie. They got Steph from that second finals.
They did. KD got hurt in the Western Conference Finals. Y'all forget that.
Yeah, I'm with Ray on that one.
I'm gonna pull it up because I'm not. I don't remember.
But at the end of the day, man, it takes ownership to help you support you to be a superstar to win championships.
And then he said, "You know what? You can have KD. You don't want to be here. Cool. I'm gonna take Clay off of ACL. I'm gonna take Draymond. I'm gonna take Jordan Poole. I'm gonna take these Kevon Looney, and I'm gonna go beat Joker. I'm gonna go beat Memphis and Ja. I'm gonna go beat Luka, and I'm gonna go beat Boston."
Okay, let's refresh some memories.
Does LeBron have one of them runs?
Let me see.
Let's go refresh some memories real quick.
Yeah, I just want to look.
Show me the LeBron run that's like that.
I mean, he beat Jokic too. He beat James Harden, and he beat
James Harden. So
Westbrook.
that's what we doing.
And then
That's
what we doing.
You talk about John Morant, who's been in the league for 2 years. Then he beat Dame.
He beat Dame. Oh my God, he beat Dame. Yeah, he did.
But you talking about guys who teams weren't even at their best, and you talking about guys who didn't even sign a first-year deal. But we can't talk about Russell Westbrook and James Harden, who's in a prime. I'm confused now.
You're talking about the Thunder team? Is that what you're talking about?
What Thunder team? No, you talking about one of them runs. I'm talking about the year LeBron won a championship. He beat James Harden and Russ. Then he beat Dame. Then he beat Jokic and Murray when it was actually healthy. That's what I'm talking about. His most recent championship.
So I just
in the bubble
that year that y'all talking about that second championship. Kevin Durant averaged 26.4, 6.4 rebounds. I'm sorry, 6.8 rebounds, 5.4 assists, and Steph Curry averaged 26.4 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 6.1 assists. So it is pretty close.
Pretty good. Yeah, pretty close.
But all I gotta say is Steph gonna be coming off the bench another 4
It
years.
was also 54.
Another 4 years. Another 4 years with the rotation player. He ain't gonna have the peak like LeBron. He ain't gonna have the peak like LeBron. Another 4 years he'll be coming off the bench.
He's been better. What are you talking about? He don't need peak. What peak
20,
like LeBron?
Year 20, he's gonna be coming off the bench.
No,
He might have 6 chips by then. So what?
Come on, man.
Let's bet on it then, right? Since he's gonna
Bet on
have
that.
by then.
What are we betting?
He gonna have 6 championships by year 20.
He might.
I don't think he's gonna play that long, guys.
I don't even know.
I don't either. He seems to have other interests, to be perfectly honest. Like he
LeBron,
seems really involved in golf.
other interests, and he's still cooking on the court at 39.
Like what?
34,
He gonna keep making
40
space
years
jams? He gonna make more house parties?
I mean, he the first active NBA player to make $1 billion. So don't tell me you don't have other interests.
Like what? What else he do? He making money, but he's producing these trash movies.
Hey yo, chill out.
And he also got that sports agency. Put money on that.
Hey, white man.
And he got the good liquor too.
And he don't even do nothing with the sports agency. What'd you say, Kenny?
And he got a good show.
No, I was gonna say, didn't they produce a
What show?
reboot?
Yeah, I think so too. Why can't that was a good movie. You said
What
which
And
show?
who else think that?
What is Steph doing? Play celebrity golf. That's all
I
he's
mean,
doing.
he had a show on Stars too. Like, don't tell me LeBron.
Oh yeah, that was pretty dope.
Listen, Survivor's Remorse, that was pretty good. It got canceled out of nowhere. I'll give him credit for that. But the movies he's been making, he keep trying to redo movies, and he's failing at all of them.
Was pretty good. I'm not going.
Was it anywhere near as good as the original? Was it anywhere near as good as the original?
But that's hard. But you can say that about pretty much almost.
So then do something original, LeBron. Stop copying everybody else. Make something up of your own.
That one was okay. I didn't see the House Party one, so I can't speak to that one. But
House Party, trash. Reboot. Space Jam, reboot. Trash. Not a single reboot was anywhere close to the original.
Hey,
Make
Chad,
something original, LeBron.
Like some sage, because he gotta get this hate spirit out of his heart.
Yeah, so much. That's why I didn't want to talk.
It look like he need to like something else.
I'm on Madden right now because when it comes to LeBron,
It's all facts.
He loses his marbles. He doesn't hear no other.
Only thing I'm about to like some LeBron and pump on it.
Hey, he need the USA. Get him some gummies, some brownies.
Yeah, he got my man. I told y'all from the beginning of the show. I said my man Chris and Ray, they are on one on this show. I felt the energy as soon as I came.
Quick question for the panel. Quick question for the panel. Better coach, Eric Spoelstra or Steve Kerr?
Eric Spoelstra.
I'm going Spoelstra.
I think I'm a kind of Spoelstra because of the years.
And he does more with less.
Yep.
You know LeBron had him, right?
No. Why are you asking that? Why are you asking that?
I just asked the question. Because a lot of times people will say LeBron didn't have good coaches.
Okay.
I hear that all the time. So LeBron has had good coaches.
Not true.
He had two of them. Well, three of them. Mike Brown, Tyronn Lue.
And he only had one coach that was better than Steve Kerr? Maybe two.
Y'all taking Kerr over Ty Lue?
That's why I said maybe two.
I would.
Yeah, I think so.
I take care of a Lou.
I think so.
He only had one definite. But when I look at coaching, to me, every great player needs a great coach. I agree. I can't remember a great player that's won without a great coach. We agree on that.
But Dan Gilbert was a terrible ass owner, so we ain't gonna.
He never had no Bob Myers in that office making moves like.
No, come on, man. We ain't gonna do that.
Why would he need him? He picked the players.
He wasn't.
Which is why he at the beginning of the season. Because that's what you say. He didn't have Bob Myers, but he had a Pat Riley, and he left him.
I mean, I'm talking about his first.
Talk about it. You want to give Bob Myers credit? He had Pat Riley and left.
And what were they? They was bringing in
because he couldn't take somebody telling him no.
Man, what's wrong with Ray, man? I don't know what happened to this nigga.
Every time I spit facts, y'all start asking what's wrong with Ray. Y'all get silent because I'm telling the truth.
He on some Kanye shit. He on some Xanax or something. He need a Xanax.
Then the jokes come because there's no refute to that. He had Spoelstra and Pat Riley. He left.
My thing is like
he chased Kyrie away too. Let's not forget it.
My thing is like, you know, you're a LeBron hater. Let's just get out of the way. Don't deny it. My other thing is you give him flack for leaving. Can he get some credit for everywhere he goes? He won a championship.
I give him credit. I do give him credit.
I never heard you give him credit for anything on this show.
Hey, Ray, how far do you think he could take that 07 Cleveland Cavaliers? Stephen Curry.
Who?
Oh, they was gonna get a number one pick that year. They was gonna draft Kevin Durant.
We can hypothetical our way through everything of what he could have done. The team would have been different. The team would have been different. All I know is I saw Nick Young win a ring with Steph. I seen JaVale McGee win a ring with Steph. I've seen some people. Swaggy P won one.
I mean,
Kendrick Lamar cousin. That's what you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see some Hall of Fame bench players once with LeBron too. So we talking about?
I was talking about my side. I didn't say LeBron hasn't done something. I also said on here somehow LeBron James has his role players play the best sometimes they ever play. I said that. I named Mario Thomas, Lonnie Walker. I said that.
Keisha Cole, baby daddy to the NBA Finals.
Booby Gibson.
Booby. His second best player was Booby and
Larry Hughes.
Now y'all are disrespecting Larry Hughes like Big Zydrunas Ilgauskas wasn't an all-star.
Very soft ass. Come on, right?
Yeah, he had.
He was an all-star. You got to give him that. He was an all-star.
That was on the ground more than he's on.
Y'all, we always talk about Clay and Draymond and forget. We talk about Clay and Draymond and forget that Steph been playing with a bunch of other guys too. It ain't just been Clay and Draymond. It ain't been a litany of all-stars all the time. He ain't had a center really his entire career.
Andrew Bogut is the number 1 pick.
So, being a number 1 pick, as we've seen, the Andrew Bogut that went to Golden State was not the number 1 pick.
I was just saying he was the number 1 pick. That's all. You know, you could take how you want to take it. I was just saying he was the number 1.
David Lee.
And he got him at the end of his career when he was already hurt and beat up.
When he was averaging 20 and 10.
And then he was quickly gone.
Let's move on. Okay. The Warriors and the Spurs were the 2 best teams. By win percentage, it's the Spurs. By rings, it's the Warriors. All right, that's all.
Led by Steph Curry, the greatest point guard of all time. Let's keep it.
Steph Curry is better than Magic Johnson.
Absolutely.
Led by Kevin Durant and Draymond.
But we don't need to peel off old wounds. I'm gonna let y'all go with this.
The way you talk,
Greg Popovich got 5-year extension, $80 million. He was supposed to go out with Tim Duncan, if y'all remember. He's currently 74 years old.
God bless.
74.
He up there.
You sound like
He's Joe Biden's age.
Yeah, facts.
And we see how Joe going. But
he's doing way better than Joe.
I'm not going to disrespect the chief of the president.
Hey, you think them crack rocks was Joe's?
No, that was his son.
Oh, okay.
Now, they probably do it together. That's why Joe keep falling and stumbling over his words and saying,
all right. Let's go back to the
back to Greg Popovich, who is very political himself. What is San Antonio doing? Was this the right decision to give a 74-year-old man who hasn't had much success in recent history $80 million over 5 years? Deb, I'll start with you.
I guess they looking back at what he did with Timmy D. I guess, you know what I mean? It's like, even though Pop didn't have great teams down there, he ain't had good teams down there in a minute. But Pop is that coach that can still fit into this today's era. He can still coach. He can still coach these young guys. He still can put them in. He can still give them the best IQ of the game. Because
what history are you going off with that? They traded Murray, they traded Leonard, and they've been trash. So what young players has he coached well since Parker Ginobili and them walked out that door?
I guess you could say
Johnson is getting better. Trey Jones just got a bag. Soto is going to be a very good player.
Keldon Johnson has been good.
Let's go.
See, I got backup today, Ray.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Bashford's going to be a good player.
He's just got
so they got all these guys that were supposed to be good players, but y'all was just telling me early in the show there's no talent on the team. Which one is it?
Oh no, they suck.
No. We said good.
They developing.
Yeah, they
good.
Now.
When I said no talent, I mean they're not supposed to win anything with this guy. But as far as young talent, you know, like that they missed on a lot of guys. Trey Jones, I never said was bad. Keldon Johnson, we was the ones that say he was good. We all said outside of Keldon Johnson, who did they get? Trey Jones, he got a bag. Soto, or however you say his name, he was a rookie last year. He like a Draymond Green that changes his hair every game.
I like him though. He's all right. He was all rookie team.
He's decent, but like at the same time, they you know.
I think Pop can.
Doug McDermott is third.
He most definitely can have your career can go longevity. Look at Patty Mills. Patty Mills has been in the league for a long period of time. A lot of people, you know,
Patty Mills got traded 3 times in the last week.
That's fine.
That's his agent fault.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing.
So we're giving Pop credit for Patty Mills.
No, his point that he's had some longevity. That's the only thing.
Kawhi's had a lot of longevity too. All right, keep going.
That's because like,
Yeah, because Kawhi know how to low manage. That's why.
Kawhi just need to sit out the whole regular season and come
He's
in
a
the
low
playoffs.
manager.
You know, but either way, coach is
Go ahead.
still Pop is still a Hall of Fame coach. In my opinion. And I think he still fits in the game. I think he can still bring knowledge to the game. Far as winning percentage, that dropped off. I don't see San Antonio winning percentage even going up. I still think Houston is the best team in Texas. But far as
What's the way? Can we like coming in soon before the season? Can we like have a vote where the people put in the comments, what are we going to wager? Because what am I going to win at the end of the year?
So
We can figure that out.
we can figure that out.
The Mavericks.
Who?
You picked a team that tanked last year. That took all that best players out.
They have a better
The tank.
record than the Rockets. Yes.
The best Texas team.
Yes, I picked the Mavericks.
And we just give y'all a precursor. We're also going to do that with California. So don't forget that. It's coming.
I'm with it. We can do it for all the teams that got multiple teams in the States then.
I don't know. I'm not betting on California.
No, I think you got to have 3 or more.
California got 4, man. I'm not betting on
So New York got what, 3?
2.
No, they only got Brooklyn in New York. Never mind.
the best team in New York about to be the Jets.
Who?
My bad.
Who?
What? I ain't you going down that road by yourself.
Yeah, we can talk about Aaron Rodgers. He'll be talking about him real soon. Just know that. Football's coming, audience. I know we've been basketball and summer league is about to wrap up, but football is coming. So I hope y'all doing y'all research.
You got to think many camps can already start the end of this month or close to like mid this month, something in that nature.
That's what they say.
Camp.
And we got a topic on that too. I'm gonna make sure we get to it. But
yeah, that's how I feel about Pop though.
Coach Kenny, you a coach. Obviously, I'm sure if you were a coach, you would take the deal. But as a young player on that team, as an organization looking at the West, how do you feel about Pop getting 5 years, $80 million?
Well, credit to him because we don't get nowhere near that amount coaching high school basketball. I can promise you that. But yeah, I don't think that he's going to see this contract all the way through. Either he's going to kick up to the front office and turn it over to somebody. I just don't see it because what you said he's 74 right now. So he's going to be coaching till he's 79 years old. Like I can't see that happening.
Ain't Pat Riley like 84?
Yeah, but he in the front office though.
True.
Very different role.
No, but that was to your point. I could see him, going.
Yes, I don't see that. Yeah, I see him like flipping up, going upstairs and then handing this over to somebody. I don't see that. I think this is more for just for Wembanyama's sake to give him the some stability. Just to basically say he's locked in throughout his, because pretty much I think it's 4 years that Wembanyama's the rookie contract is the length of that deal. So I just think they did that to lock him in so Wembanyama could feel some type of security and think that, and not have any concerns about him, maybe leaving. But I don't see him finishing this contract out as the head coach. I think he's going to start as a head coach and then move upstairs to front office.
That is an expensive front office exec, but okay.
Hey,
Chris,
man.
It is expensive, but at the same time, to Kenny's point, I think when you draft a guy like that and you sell him on his culture, his franchise, you got to keep popping there for a little bit until you find at least a suitable replacement for the future. You don't want to have a revolving door of coaches. Now you're looking like some of these trash franchise teams that haven't won anything in 25 years. So I think you want to sell them and stick them on this culture until you can find the right replacement, whoever that's going to be. But maybe signing him is telling them they don't know who the replacement is for Pop yet. And so why replace him if you're going to be in the same boat? I'd rather, stick with what works, see what Pop can teach them, see who can teach these young guys. In a year, maybe 2, you get in a new guy, maybe that's either in the system already or bringing somebody from outside, and then you try to put a real team together. But I'm not mad at the move.
Rod,
I didn't know he was 74 though. That's crazy.
Ooh,
Ooh, boy, they like spending money, man. Let me coach the team, man. Shit, you know what I mean? Like you can't keep on. Have we not learned from Jerry Sloan what he did? They gave him that big bag on the back end, and you know what I mean. I feel like he's Jerry Sloan now. You know what I mean? I feel like, come on, like you got to get a new voice in there. You know what I mean? That's why I really feel like that's too much. $80 million for 5 years. Why could you not cut the deal up to 2 years or 3?
But do y'all think
the part was that Monty Williams? I think the fact that he got all of that money, I think that spurred that more than anything else. I guess that was San Antonio's way of saying, look, we know that you've been the best coach in the league over your time in the league, and we're not gonna have a guy that hasn't won a championship making more money than you.
But do y'all think the reason dang, I just had what dang. Go ahead, get involved, man. Because I had it, but Kenny had swooped in.
My bad.
You know what I mean? I just think, you know what I mean, it's time to get a new voice in there, man.
There you go.
They're struggling. They've been struggling. Why not go to a new direction? You know what I mean? Go up there to be, you know what I mean, be a head executive or something. Because them young boys talk different. They receive things different, and something's not working.
Who they gonna bring in a coach though? Like, what if it's not no good coaches out there? You gonna bring in a bum?
You can bring Ashley Lips back.
Oh.
But do y'all think the reason they probably gave Doc?
You know Ashley Lips.
Doc,
Kenny, you know Ashley Lips. More lips than point guard, big lips. You know big lips. Avery Johnson.
He's talking about Avery Johnson.
You know what I mean? It'd be a cheap deal. You gave him like 15 mil for 5 years. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
But to Rod's point, do y'all think the reason Pop got this extension is because we remember a couple years ago they was trying to go in a different direction with
Becky Hammond.
Yeah, with Becky Hammond. So do y'all think that now that they're not going into that direction, they don't have no clear direction, and Pop is just the safe spot right now until they can find
as
somebody
long
else?
as Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy are available, you had other options.
That is true. That is true.
I think they want it, but I think they want to do to Dev's point. I think they would want to do something where almost like kind of with the, kind of similar to the college situations where these guys have these hand-picked successes. I think that's what they want to do with Pop, is that he give him the opportunity to hand-pick his successor. And, we all thought for a minute it was going to be Becky Hammond. But also, I wouldn't rule it out. She may, and that may be the other part of the having this contract being this long, so that she could kind of get her fill of, and no disrespect to the WNBA, but kind of get a few years under her belt as a head coach.
She's been cooking over there.
That's what I'm saying. She already won the chip. So,
but Kenny, but the best thing about the Spurs game is the food trucks outside. They got them good churros, and they got
Charles
them
Barkley
good.
has spoken about the Riverwalk many times and the type of women that it also attracts. So
see, I'm not touching that.
the women that go to the Riverwalk are not the women that be in Rod's background. I'm gonna say that. They're different.
Ain't nothing wrong with no laying bride panties though, right? You can't.
Didn't Pat Riley pick Eric Spoelstra to be his successor?
He did.
And it worked. It worked.
And that's what I'm saying. I think they want to do the same deal.
Listen, I'll say this and we can move on. This was a disaster. Like, this was a waste of money. This was a bad decision. I know y'all feel about Popovich, and that's great. But if I put Red Auerbach or Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson in Orlando, the majority of their careers, they're not the same.
Who can say that about any great coach?
That's my point. So are they that great, or were they just in great situations? And right now, Pop is not in a great situation. He has a potentially great talent, but since all them Hall of Famers walked out the door, we ain't seen nothing close, and they've been letting people go because they know there ain't been no future. The reason they let Jonathan Murray go is because there was no future ahead, and they said, hey, we're not going to stunt your growth. So I don't see it being a success. I don't know if he can speak to the youth. I don't know if he can develop Wemby, because what Wemby doesn't have is David Robinson next to him. Now, he might have had him in his ear, but he wasn't on the court with him. He wasn't in practice with him not in his prime. But Tim Duncan had a lot of help in that situation.
But
then they evolved and brought some other people, the Bruce Bowens and others that were very critical and played great roles. I don't see none of that in San Antonio right now.
But they're giving out too much money in the NBA, man. It's like leaving the methadone clinic open by Dunbar High School. You know somebody's gonna die.
And they still
people throwing shots at Baltimore, yo. Get out of here, yo.
and with that being said, and Rod, here's the scary part.
Dunbar's one of the top high schools in Baltimore, though. Get out of here.
And like Romello from Seville, ain't gonna come back.
Hey, Rod, here's my problem with what you just also said.
Shout out to Dunbar.
None of all that money they gave away, none of them really went to San Antonio.
Yeah.
So maybe next summer there will be better options. But
I got a question, man.
Go ahead.
What Hall of Fame coach has ever been good without talent? And I'm really genuinely asking.
None. Everybody needs talent.
Okay.
Larry
But
Brown?
I think there are some people, like for me, to the Spoelstra comment. What he did with all them undrafted and Jimmy Butler and some of them calf stars, that says a lot to me.
So
We saw when he had elite talent, he got it done. When he didn't have elite talent, he still did really good. Doc Rivers has had really good talent, and they've underperformed a lot of times.
Doc sucks. We don't even got to talk about that, man.
But Kenny, what do you think the 04 Pistons not a super team? They just outwork
had
people.
a lot of talent though.
But they outwork people. They was not elite talent.
But you had all-star caliber talent on that team. Rasheed Wallace is all-star caliber talent.
Rip
Phillips, Rip. That's three guys that are all-star
Tayshaun Prince was defensive player of the year.
Yeah, you got on that starting five. Matter of fact, I think that one year, all five of them made it to the All-Star game. So
yeah,
I thought that was the Raptors that did that.
But they drafted AK-47.
Or it might have been at least four, definitely four.
No, I think it was all five of them.
I think it was all five of Detroit
on the court at the same time during that game.
Legendary.
Yeah.
A bunch of, not all-stars or not superstars, but a bunch of really good players. All-star talent for sure.
Like that. You can't. The bottom line is nobody's winning without talent. That's period, point blank.
Okay. Just curious.
All right. Real quick, Dame Lillard has said if anybody trades for him that's not Miami, he's not showing up to training camp. And the GM just came out and said this could take months and months. So given the stance of both sides, which we kind of all said we think this is going to take some time, what do you do with Dame Lillard? Are you playing him given the stance he's taking? You got a bunch of young talent that he would be taking minutes from. Like, if you're Portland and you're trying to trade him because he don't want to be there, what do you do? Rod, I'll start with you.
They might have to give him a Chris Davis deal. Just buy him out. Just give him overtime. I don't know what you going to do with him. You're going to have to give him like one of them things where over the years and cut his contract like that. Yeah, stretch it out. Your hands are tied. You know what I mean? I don't know what else you can do. You know what I mean? Maybe come to, have an album with Lil Mouse or something, Lil Moose. You know what I mean? Or Shy Glizzy or somebody. You know what I mean? Maybe put an album out. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Shooting this DMV stuff.
He be talking crazy, but it's cool. We gonna let him live.
Maybe get an AI verse from Lil Snoop. I don't know. But I don't know what he gonna do, man.
Chris, if you're Portland, what do you do with Dame?
I mean, tell him go home, play 2K.
Damn.
I stand on, it's nice if y'all contribute to Miami, or better yet, it'd be perfect if you do a 3-team deal, get what you want. I'm looking at it like this: at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. I'm done believing his loyalty. Once the Celtics did what they did to Isaiah Thomas, I'm not holding my hat on his loyalty. These teams should be loyal. You know what I'm saying? You
did with DeMar DeRozan.
I'm saying you go do what's best for you. Him playing is not you keep getting them lottery picks. You feel me? You build around Scoop. you build around Scoot and Scoot because I don't know who else you're gonna build around.
Hey, Sharp looks good. I know y'all don't care about summer league, but Sharp looks pretty good.
You know,
Nah, Shane Sharp.
you can go ahead. You can go
Anthony
ahead.
Simons,
Look, yeah.
play
Matter of fact,
cool.
feed Jeremy Grant the ball so you can trade him off your books.
Nabby head too. Simmons. That's what I call him. Nabby head.
Yeah, so you go do what you do. At the end of the day, man, you don't have to play Dame. What's the point of playing Dame? If Dame doesn't want to play, don't play him. If he wants to play, let him play 30 minutes a game. You know what I'm saying? But you make sure Scoop get his though.
So you trying to do a John Wall to make him sit on the bench? That's what you talking about?
No, he don't got this. It's all what Dame wants to do. If Dame wants to play, I'm gonna throw you on the court because maybe another team might say, "Oh yeah, he still got it," you know. But I don't really care. I don't really care what they do with Dame. I'm be honest. Just trade him. Get the best for him. You can send him home. You can send that man back to Oakland. Like, just
No, you can't.
That's for you.
Actually, I would consider trading him for Chris Paul straight up.
No, I didn't say trade him. I said tell him to go home. I didn't say trade him there. I said tell him to go home. We're gonna find what's best for you and us. You feel me? If you don't want to come in, we're not gonna force you to. Just don't ruin. See, this is the worst thing Dean can do is burn bridges. Because once he come out, I don't know if that was him or his agent saying that, but once these bridges start
his
to get
agent
burned,
said it, he's responsible for it because he ain't fired him.
Once these bridges start to get burned, Dame gonna end up in Detroit. So
hey, that might be a good move for him.
Yeah, I don't even think they don't need him in Detroit. That would get in the way of Ivy and Cunningham.
The point I'm trying to make is he keep burning bridges. He gonna end up with the opposite where he wants to go. He want to go where it's sunny at. Now he's gonna go where it's cold. You feel what I'm saying? So
you should have left like year 7, year 6, man. You should have been left. You should have been left.
But that's on him.
Coach,
I like his music though.
Yeah, he can rap.
I think this is gonna be the same situation that we see with other teams, that they're gonna just tell him to stay home until we get a deal.
Hey, can he come play at the Rucker?
Oh, absolutely. I would be crazy. He would light them up too. But yeah, I think it's the same like they did with James Harden, Ben Simmons. The list goes on and on. Even back to Andre Drummond, they told him to stay home. Like,
no, Andre Drummond was really the first case though. That was crazy. They told him like
right. But I'm just saying that to me that now they set that precedent. And then the other thing is you want to make sure that he doesn't
get hurt. True.
So yeah, I think they tell him to stay home till he can make a deal. And I think the longer this goes, the worse it is for Portland. I think if I'm them, I'm trying to get this done sooner rather than later, because I think the longer this drags out, the less value you're going to wind up getting back.
Dev?
You need to hurry up and trade him, like Kenny said, man. If you're not going to trade him, I think, you got to trade him. You should trade him before training camp, in my opinion, so whatever assets you're trying to get can all come in training camp and get gelled in with Scoop, Anthony Simons, and the rest of the team. As long as you keep drawing this out, and as long as agents and everybody is speaking up for somebody, it's going to get ugly. It's going to keep going with this back and forth. It's going to look like Dame is not going to get his destination. Then it's going to be a lot of back and forth. I'm with Kenny. You got to trade him soon. I wouldn't try to drag this out. The more you try to drag this out, the more teams might start backing away and saying, you know what, I don't feel like dealing with that headache no more.
Maybe at the deadline, they might be able at the deadline. The highest to me, like you said, is going to be before training camp. Maybe the deadline. He might
what kind of package can you get for Dame? What can Miami offer? We gonna offer Dame?
They need a 3-team.
Can they offer? Well, will they offer? It's two very different conversations.
Yeah, Miami can offer a lot. They can offer, but they're not trying to offer. They're not offering Bam. They're not offering.
They're gonna offer. They're gonna offer the Wigger.
Who you talking about? Hero?
Yeah.
No, I think
he'd be a part of it. He'd be a part of
it. They going back and forth between him and Duncan
Portland,
Robinson.
I don't want Hero.
No.
I agree. I'm not.
But
I just signed Jeremy Grant. I got Sharp. I got Simons. I got.
You need a 3-team deal.
You need a third partner.
You need a 3-team deal. So go ahead and you add the Wizards in there, and you get what's my boy name?
I'm not even trying to be funny right now, Ray. I promise you, I'm not.
I feel like you trolling.
I promise you, I'm not trolling.
The 3-team deal should include Philly, to be honest, because Harden don't want to be there.
Where my boy at?
Yeah.
Y'all don't got Monte Morris.
You bring the Clippers into the situation because they have some young assets that they can put in that deal.
They gonna willing to give up Russ though. You know they signed Russ to that.
They would have to get
Russ. Russ got that team friendly. He ain't making no money.
He's making $8 million over 2 years.
Yeah,
but Portland ain't gonna want Russ over there if they trying to go young.
No, Portland gets. If I'm Portland, I'm not taking any deal that don't got Bam in it. You want Dame? Give me Bam.
That's why I said you need a 3-team deal.
I would agree, but I'm not.
If I'm Miami, I ain't giving up Bam either.
Because now you're going to suck. You give up Bam, y'all going to be trash. Boy.
And so here's the other part to this that me is where Dame is dumb. And I said I think he's handled this piss poorly from the beginning. Dame isn't an unrestricted free agent until 2025.
Yeah.
Do you want to play that game?
That's why I say he's going to end up in where he gonna end up at? He gonna end up in Utah. Dame gonna end up in Utah.
But now you've come out so aggressively saying of where you want to go. Now, if you start backpedaling, if I'm a team that's not Miami, he don't really want to be here. So unless I can guarantee he's going to sign an extension, I'm not giving you nothing valuable. And if I'm Portland, I already have my young core. I'm already paying you, so sit. I think he's negotiated himself into a terrible hole that I don't see a way out of unless Miami gets to maybe the trade deadline and says, you know what, we got to do it. But if I'm Portland, I don't move a lick. For what?
Yeah, but
Portland has no incentive to make the deal.
If you got Dame sitting at home just collecting a check and you're not getting no value from him whatsoever, if you got him not on the court, he's not giving you nothing, and you're just paying him to sit at home like you're cutting off your nose and spite your face if you don't make a deal.
Or trade him for a bunch of pieces that don't work. So take a lesser deal.
Again, that's why I said the longer that this goes, the less that they're going to get. So time is of the essence, I think, to them. I don't think you're going to – I think you try to make this deal before.
They're in a rebuild, so I don't think there's –
They are. But again, like, you have to take the best thing that you could get because – even at the end of the day, most of these teams, most of the times when these guys demand a trade, 9 times out of 10, it hasn't been a whole lot of equal value because even look at the latest one with Harden. Brooklyn didn't get equal value for him.
I thought that was a solid trade.
I'm talking about for Ben Simmons.
Oh. Well, yeah, but Ben – if Ben could ever become Ben again, I would agree. I think Brooklyn isn't too upset with what they got for KD. Is it KD?
Right.
No.
That was okay. That's
okay. You think Washington is mad what they got for Bill? Because they got a Whopper with no cheese for Bill.
No cheese. No, they had nothing. No condiments on that
Whopper Jr.
Soggy bun.
So I just felt like Washington didn't get enough.
So I don't want to hear no more CP3 talk out of y'all because that was part of that deal.
Yeah, I still.
If what y'all are saying is we got nothing, then I don't want to hear nothing about CP3 no more.
CP3 is like chicken gizzards been sitting on these.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure we clear. So if Chris Paul starts to look good this year, somehow. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all talking about Chris Paul.
I still had Chris Paul as my top 10.
He was trash.
Chris Paul as my top 10 point guard. So you can't say that.
You can't say Bradley Beal got traded for nothing, but also give Chris Paul credit. Those two don't go together.
But you got rid of Chris Paul and also in that deal too to send him to go to state. So
we're only talking about one deal.
But you still didn't really get nothing.
We're talking about the Bradley Beal trade.
You sent the man off. So whatever you traded for, you ain't get that value because you traded that value off to somewhere else.
That's two different deals.
No, it's not.
It is two different deals.
You got rid of the person. That's like saying I walked into the mall and say, let me get these pair of tennis shoes. Then he was like, oh no, we don't we don't have this pair. You're gonna have to take this pair to go somewhere else. It's like it's still the same transaction. I'm still getting the same thing, in my opinion. Like I said, I just feel like Chris Paul got shipped away. You didn't even see how much the value was going to be worth to even keep Chris Paul, because you sent Chris Paul to Golden State just for Jordan Poole, as we all said that Jordan Poole did not live up to
we
the
all
hype
think
last
they
year.
won that trade. Y'all think Golden State won that trade?
No.
Nah.
So so who are we criticizing?
I do. I think they won.
Hey, I think that trade gonna bother them in the long run because it's like a bike with no seat.
I don't even want to ask, like, where you get that analogy from? I don't want. You made me forget my argument, Rod.
Nah, but I ain't gonna lie. Like I like Jordan Poole and Kuzma together, but I also do like Chris Paul with the Warriors. I think that was even. But go back to this Dame thing though. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like yeah, I do. I ain't gonna lie. I do. Going back to this Dame thing,
but I hope I'm wrong.
A part of me really want to see the Blazers like get back a crazy package and Dame be a little salty. I do want to see him go win something. You feel me?
Well, why would he be salty though?
Because what if he go to a bad team? He gonna be salty.
Send him to Orlando. If you're Orlando, do you take Dame for Paolo and some other pieces?
You said trade Dame for Pablo?
No. Yeah, I didn't know you was gonna say Paolo, but
that's the only real piece I would want for Dame.
I mean, listen.
So y'all are saying we're not taking Dame.
This is what I
keeping Paolo.
Remember,
what y'all was saying.
No. What I'm saying is, forget all this. Before the draft, you had the 7 and 11 and all them other damn people.
You did.
That's when
they blew it.
Woo! You feel me? You could have been the best team in Florida if you did something with that.
And they drafted Carrot Top.
Oh,
the Warriors. They, you know what I mean? They got Carrot Top, Chris Mullin's fake son.
Hey, can Uranus or whatever his name is? He all right. And again, it's summer league, but he look all right. So
you know,
I've looked at that Golden State roster.
Hey, you know what he look like? He look like that boy that shut up that movie theater in Denver.
Nope, I'm gone. I'm gone.
Okay.
I'm out.
All right. Y'all, it's been real. Y'all have a great night. We have a lot to get to. Football is coming, and I can almost smell the turf. Rod, appreciate you joining us. Just keep doing what y'all doing.
Comedy club near you.
They say BET Comic View might be coming back. So, Rod, you can submit your subscription.
Better go try out.
I'm gonna try.
But y'all have a blast. Appreciate y'all. Chris, stay up. Wizards on top. Stay blessed.